Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-ya, bye-ya. As you can tell by that thumbnail, orale, in a menudo style in direct fashion. Are the GBGs real? You hear a lot of people talk about this SNY group, this dropout gang, this fucking Chiruju gang, the GBGs. Are they real? Is it something well established? Well, I can't call it like an alcoholic, but what I will tell you with Simon Cabrones, here's some knowledge they fucking ain't gonna give you in college. I promise that, right? The GBGs are a real thing. To what degree of a real thing? The weirdest degree, right? But they are real. Okay, it's something that was established in the 2000s. I guess they're there. They're doing their thing. They're holding it down for what they believe in, right? But, you know, with the SNY groups or the SNY yards and several other soft yards, you're going to have different people that are into different shit. They're into different things. The expression of feeling oneself and being oneself, I guess, is real. You know, way back in the days on the general population yard, let's take it back to the 60s, 70s. There were Chirujus walking the yard. For those of you that don't know what Chiruju is, refer to other channels. They'll explain it to you perfectly, right? When it comes, right? When it comes to Chirujus, they've always been a part of the prison society, prison community, meaning it's always been there. Just like in real life, man, you can't escape it. It is what it is. Now, I'm not a hater. I'm not a person that goes against anyone. I'm going to give anyone the benefit of the doubt, man. As long as they do their thing on their lane, I'm definitely going to do it on mine, right? I'm into Arby's. For those of you that don't know what Arby's is, again, refer to Gunners Profiles and Gunners Collective. I'll give you the full rundown, right? But that's me. You know, some people are into different things. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's on them. You know, it just is not my get down, okay? Now, you have to understand that on these SNY yards, people are able to do them, okay? General population back in the days, they did have a lot of people doing different type of shit on the yards, but it started to gradually over time fizzle out. Vatos weren't doing that shit no more, you know, or they were, but they kept it way on. They could keep it on the slenders, right? What happens in their cell stays in their cell. They kept it on the slenders because the political makeup and the politics deemed that unnecessary and no good, right? And if you were caught fraternizing and doing some weird stuff on some man-on-man activity, you were going to be looked at in a bad light, right? They was going to shed a bad light on you, right? So a lot of people tended to not go that route, or if they did, they didn't put it out there. And that's just what it was. So in the California Department of Corrections, on the mainline general population, to get down, you're not going to see any type of Chiruju activities on the mainline. Just not going to happen, right? You might hear a whisper or something, but as far as visualizing it and seeing it, no. Now, I remember in the California Youth Authority, it was pretty rampant, man. There was some shit going on. There was vatos bullying people into doing things that they didn't want to do, right? They didn't want to do, right? And that's just how it was, okay? There was certain groups and there was certain individuals. Now, at the same time, again, I was just like, damn, that's fucked up, man, the way they're doing, old boys. So let's get fucked up. What's for dinner tonight? Order the chicken, right? And I was doing my own thing. It was kind of like put your blue suede blockers on, put your blinders on, and just do you. Stay in your own lane, because if you didn't want to be involved in that, you didn't have to be. Oh, there was plenty of shit going on, right? Around the cuts and in the corner and in the shower, but you just stayed to doing your own thing. That's prison, man. Do your own thing. Mind your own fucking business, okay? Same thing was going on in prison, man. People were getting involved in that. Of course, back in the days, there were bigger guys that would prey on smaller dudes, and things were happening, and there was boob bandits and people's coming up show. Real show, right? Long dick style. It was ugly for them, right? Now, as prison started to gradually get more political and more structured in the 80s, 90s, of course, into the 2000s, a lot of that fucking faded away, man. You weren't seeing that. But then up pops the SNY yards, just say, you know what I mean? Where they got sensitive needs. Vatos are very sensitive, right? There's sensitive issues going on there. So with that word sensitive, man, they started to get real sensitive and come out and be themselves. And on these SNY yards, around the same time, you started to have establishments of dropout gangs, right? Such as the Northern Riders, Okay, you had the 2 5ers who were already well established, man, but started to just spread their wings, going fucking, and I believe I can fly. They were doing their own thing. What are they? R. Kelly, you know, he's all bad too, right? And then they started to have other gangs like the Independent Riders and the Brothers by Choice and whatever other group started to spring up. Lately, you've had other groups like these Dropout Bulldogs and Zapatistas and so on and so forth, right? But a gang that sprang from the ashes, and I mean the ashes, was a gang called the GBG. Now, we like to joke in the prison genre, oh, you're from the GBG. Oh, man, you're the leader of the GBG, right? And a lot of people have asked me, it's always a question that's thrown out there, well, Gunner, what's the GBG? I said, those are some questions you don't ask. Now, they're questions you ask. Some are just questions a lot of people don't like to answer. But I said, fucking 2 tears in a bucket, let's take it to the stage. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you that knowledge, fuck it, that you can't get in college. Here it is. Pain where it ain't. GBGs, also known as gay boy gangsters, okay? For those of you that have ever seen the MSNBC show Lock Up, they were featured on there. You know what I mean? There was a vato con pinche tattoos and chirujos running wild, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. People are representing what they believe in. Okay, how does a group form a gang? Just like any other gang is formed, out of oppression, right? These guys felt like they were being oppressed by not being placed on the main line, or when they were around general population inmates, they were getting placated, extorted, things taken, you know, allegedly, taken advantage of, maybe forced to do things that they necessarily didn't want to do with that type of individual. And the beat goes on, or the whispers, right? And the beat goes on. Now, what you had is a few of them that decided that if for no other reason, they should come together for power, right? Get down, demon, right? Or did it, Chucky? Get up, let's see what are you doing, right? Get up. Vatos were fucking doing their thing, and they came together as a group, like I said, out of oppression, and formed this gang called GBG. Okay? I call them the garbage pail kids. Just throw them in the trash, right? Again, I'm not a hater. Like I said, I'm not a person that spreads negativity and hate, and I'm not a person that's fucking scared of the unknown. It is what the fuck it is, right? At the same time, it's just not for me, you see, right? And I like to clown a lot, so don't take it wrong. I know there are others on there like, oh my, yeah, well, Spencer, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, right? So trip out. They came together probably in the 2000s, and of course, like I said, they were on MSNBC, people seen them and whatever. Okay, are they a ruthless gang like these other gangs, man, that are out there extorting people, bullying people, establishing and planting their flag everywhere? Not really. From what I've heard, bro, and I've only heard shit. I haven't seen it firsthand, right? From what I heard, they're just a group of motherfuckers that are proud to be what they're proud to be. Okay? You can't take nothing away from people, man. If people are proud to be flamboyant and open and out there and do their thing and live their lifestyle, hey, give them the benefit of the doubt. So, hey, that's their thing. I said, don't be mad. Your name's Bennett. Maybe you're up in it, right? I can't call it, or they're up in you. Either way, in a menudo sound, a direct fashion, you can't hate or knock the next man. I just think it's amusing. Word of the day, amusing, right? And I'm flabbergasted, indubitably, when I think that how can a group like this form a gang? But then I think there's some other motherfuckers that are doing the same shit. They're just not out there like that, right? And they're forming the same type of groups, or they're involved in different gangs. See, you're always going to have people that are undercover, people that are trapped in that closet, R. Kelly, right? They're way trapped. They're not really flamboyantly out there doing their thing, man, for one reason or another. They got this persona that they're trying to put out there like they're some tough guy, right? But at the end of the day, man, they're doing other activities, right? And it's just a weird thing to me. Maybe normal to you, not to me. That's right, Arby. Fuck that. But yes, as far as the GBG goes, because I've been asked this question over and over again, I bet you there's 100 million motherfuckers watching this right now. Like, motherfuckers were working at McDonald's. They were in the middle of the Big Mac. They stopped formulating the Big Mac once they seen the GBG pop ahead, and they didn't even put in the pickle, right? Okay, right? In a menudo style, what I will say is this. A lot of people are interested in the unknown, and this is something that a very clandestine group that's not put out there. Now, of course, they were featured, like I said, on MSNBC, and anyone that hasn't referred to that, go back, watch it. You'll see the episode where the guy said they formed together from oppression. Okay, now, I can understand, and I can see those type of individuals being picked on, bullied, stepped and stomped on. But let me tell you a couple stories, man, about some individuals that were gay. Okay, that's the word of the day for them, right? They wasn't no punks, right? Just because an individual chooses to do what he does on the late night, or even sometimes holding hands in the park, right, doesn't necessarily mean he's a sucker, man, or he's a pushover. You have to understand, men are in prison for one reason or another, because they're criminals. They do crime, or they got busted, or they just got fucking caught up. Some are innocent. Listen, it just is what it is, right? They found themselves at the wrong place at the wrong time. And in menudo style, in a direct fashion, homes, now you're placed in an area or in a yarda or in a fucking institution where you have to do time. And you got to do it to the utmost. You got to do it righteously by rules and regulations and whatever that motherfucking place has rocking and rolling. That's what you have to do. Spensa la tira. It just be like that sometimes. Basically, you have to roll with the punches. Adhere to whatever your group has got going on. Okay, the same thing goes for these individuals that come into prison, man, that go a little bit further than others, right? They have certain things going on, but doesn't mean they're punks. Doesn't mean they ain't got hands. Doesn't mean they won't put some metal in you. Doesn't mean they won't bite your jaw off, right? You don't know what they'll do. You know, you can never sleep on another individual when it comes to prison, man. The fear of the unknown got to be real, man. You always have to keep your head on swivelization, literally, because vatos will, they'll bite your balls off. You got to watch out for them motherfuckers. What gun? What part of fucking your ball being in their mouth is up there? So like I said, again, I'm just speaking on fucking hearsay, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. But what I will say is this, you just cannot judge a book by its cover and think, you know, just because a vato looks like the guy right there on my thumbnail con un pinche spikes, you know what I mean? They'll get off where they're mad at. People will hold it down for their own. They're true to this. They're not new to this, okay? This is something that's been going on in prison since the beginning of time. Vatos will smack you. You know, they're not tripping. So, I remember being in the California Youth Authority, and I've told the story before. You know, there was this guy named, what do they call him? Tony G. His name was Tony G, and he was an Africano, brother, man. He was a little flamboyant, and I mean a little just too much, you know what I mean? Going fairy dust. He was just flamboyantly out there like that. But at least he wasn't hiding what he truly believed he was, right? But I remember a lot of us that were in there, we didn't want to see it. You know, it's like seeing is believing. We were trying to believe this shit. We were trying to see it. Do what you do on the late night. I mean, do what you do with your own, but please don't put it out there for everyone to see. Anyways, at the homeboy Slimes, man, from Stockton. And we're kicking back. We're fucking all in the fucking Carl Holton. It's got two dorms. It's got a dorm that goes to the right. A side, B side goes to the left. There's a wall in the middle, right? We're all on A side chilling. Bunks. You got the tall wall. And of course, you got a couple of beds on the other side. And there's lockers and shit. It's just the way the makeup of the dorm, right? It's California Youth Authority. We're posted up. There's a ramp, man, with cells. And I remember we're in the dorm and I'm chilling. We're all chopping it up. It's shower time. We just got out the shower. It's in the evening. We're all chopping it up. People are drying off. You know what I mean? You got your fucking boxers on already. Your shower shoes. You're fucking getting your socks on. You know what I mean? You lotion down. Do what you do. You're getting ready, man, for whatever. You know what I mean? We can get it on in any type of weather, right? It's going down. And this vato Tony G's right there. Slept in the first bunk way by the office because he already knew what it was about. You know, he was trying to creep and crawl and night crawl and go in the back room with certain individuals. It was real ugly, right? But everybody knew what he was about. So this vato wants to be all up in the middle of the fucking dorms, bending over, putting on lotion without his toalla on, right? And people are like, hey, bro, don't disrespect us like that. Just because you get down on some flamboyantly shit like that doesn't mean we all do, man. Come on, be a man and fucking have some fucking respect. It's all about respect. Doesn't matter if you were in YA, prison, whatever the case may be. It was all about respect, man. Put your shit on, right? And he's right there next to the homeboy Slimes bunk, man. The homeboy Slimes from Stockton doesn't get down like that. You know what I mean? Oh, and I found out real quick, right? He wasn't down with that. He said, hey, man, Tony, do me a favor, bro. Why don't you go ahead and put your towel on, man, if you're going to be fucking in close proximity. Give me fucking 10 feet. That's 10 feet and an about face, right? But the vato's like, oh, no, lotion. Place that lotion on the skin, right? And he wanted to bend over again. This homeboy proceeded to put on his state boot, go to a cherry tip, right? And run over there and kick this motherfucker's whole fucking ass cheek off. Right? Ripped his shit off. They took this photo there for me. Man, just like that. Underneath your neck, your back, your ass hole, just like that. He was done, right? Now, that wasn't more based on he was being flamboyant. It was more based on disrespect. He was disrespecting the individual. I know after that, anybody that was in the closet stood their fucking ass there because they wanted to keep their ass cheeks intact. Or did they? One never know does one, right? That's a fucking, that's a catch-22. Anyways, but that's just how it was. Nobody was out there like that anymore. They're like, fuck that. These guys are different over here. They'll kick your ass off, right? Straight up. Now, getting to prison, I never, ever seen any type of activities that I thought were peculiar or weird, right? Or things that I just didn't want to see. That's because in general population, man, it wasn't getting down like that. Even on a 50-50 yard, it was not like that. Motherfuckers were giving mamones on the handball court or fucking behind the bleachers, right? Just wasn't going down. But I have heard on the SNY yards, it's a little bit different. When there's no rules or regulations, it's the Wild Wild West, or it's the Castro District, whatever you want to call it. Vatos are over there doing what they do. And that's why you have a gang like the GBG. They're able to be free. Yes, they're able to do whatever the fuck it is that they feel they got to do. And they're holding it down for their own. They're not going to be oppressed. See, there's a lot of different dropout gangs on them yards that are going to move on you. If they feel that you got something that they want, well, guess what? Manpower takes that, man. There's power in numbers. And if you got the numbers, you got the fucking soldados. They're just going to go in there. So hey, guess what? Hey, how many cajas de sopas did you got? I just got 2. Well, guess what? I need 2. Well, what do I get? What do you get, right? I guess I don't give a shit. Oh, you can get slapped in the mouth, child. I don't want that, right? I'll hold, right? And they hold while these vatos are eating chili sopas. And that's just what it be like, man. But these GBGs, knowing that they're targets, knowing that they're already looked at in that light, they came together for power and they formed their own dropout group. I don't even know if you can consider it a dropout group because they definitely ain't dropped this. Well, maybe they have dropped into some shit. But I don't know. Again, catch 22, right? Anyways, they formed this group and it's called the GBG. It's actual and factual. Okay, let me tell you guys a little funny story about that. So a while back, man, it was probably last year, man, I'm chilling at Rojo's house and we're doing a live and I'm having live call-ins. People are calling in and someone who proclaimed to be Snoop, actually Snoop did call in. Okay, someone had proclaimed to be Snoop. I know who it was. Utterly Amen, right? Had proclaimed to be Snoop. We knew it wasn't, man. We were just playing along. But anyways, about a couple weeks later, we do get in contact with Snoop, who is notoriously known as the leader of the Northern Riders, or he established it, right? He was in LA County Jail fighting a fucking RICO case. This Valta calls in. We're having a conversation, man. And we're just fucking giving him 101 hood news, right? Seeing what's going on. Anyways, about a week later, I'm still chilling out at Rojo's. We're doing our thing. And some fucking dude calls me on Instagram, or he texts me on Instagram talking about, hey, Gun, hey, I wonder if they're recruiting into the Northern Riders. I want to join that group. And at first I thought it was a troll playing games, man. I said, well, I don't know how you do that, bro. You know what I mean? That's on you. Motherfucker, you calling the wrong individual. Is it, right? He said, no, for reals, man. I ain't never been part of a gang. I'm 40 years old. My name's Bennett. I'm trying to be up Bennett. I said, well, shit, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking go lock it up, man, and do what you do, cuz, right? You know, bro, I can't. And he says, nah. He says, is there any way you can get a hold of Snoop, man, and ask him if he's recruiting? So I seen it as an opportunity to play a little jokey joke, right? So, of course, I'm not calling Snoop. I can't get a hold of this guy, but I get a hold back of the guy that fucking wants to join the gang at 5 years old, right? And I tell him, hey, look, trip out, bro. They're not fucking, their books are closed. Just I'm acting like it's the mob or something, right? Their books are closed, but there's another group that's basically open their books and they'll let you in. They're called the GBG. This fuck was like, hey, you think they'll let me in? I say, oh, I'm for sure. Someone's going to get in, right? We went as far as fucking texting them back and forth. This Vato said, all right, I'm going to go get it tattooed on me. This Vato literally thought he was a GBG. Now, of course, he was unaware, but trip out on this, right? A couple days later, the Vato gets hold of me. He's all mad. He's like, hey, bro, I found out what the GBG is. That's cold, right? I said, my bad, bro. We were just playing a jokey joke on you. He says, yeah, man, I ain't trying to be no part of that, man. Who you think I am? I said, all right, bro, calm down, shit. You know what I mean? Before you get me mad. And this is what he tells me. He proceeds to tell me this. Yeah, man, I'm cool with that. But if they do open the books on the Northern Rider, I'll definitely try to get in that. He was a J-Cat. That's J-Cat. I said, disculpa, man. Anyways, with that being said, I was like, fuck that. It's just a funny story that came to mind. But they are a real group, okay? They're a group, man. Have they caught bodies? Are they out there fucking booking people with pedazos? I can't call it like an alcoholic. I think they're a group that will hold it down for what they believe in, which is their own activities. And like I said, they're formed out of the self-protection of oneself. And you can't knock them, man. What do you expect them to do? You know, I just think it's odd in this day and age that them type of people would have to have a gang to protect themselves. But then again, hey, gangs have gangs to protect themselves. So what's new? What's different, man? You got to look at the people as they're people. At the end of the day, they're people. And whatever they choose to do in their activities, man, that's up to them. Anyways, I hope that answers your question. If there really is a GBG and what they do. So the ones that ask, well, what do they do? See, you know what they do. You just want to hear about it in detail. So I was scared, like I said, go fucking roll it up and go find out. They'll show you what it do like. One on Paru, they will acknowledge them. With that being said, man, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about going out there, striving and struggling and hustling for your family. If you see some people doing some odd activities that you don't approve of, hey, man, don't hate on the man. Just fucking bust the corner and do your own thing. You know what I mean? Or tell them, hey, baboso. Hey, this is supposed to be Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, right? You just tell them like that, and that's what it is, man. Again, don't show no hate. Don't show no violence towards anyone, man. It's not a good look, man. Just do your thing. Worry about you and your familia. You'll get fucking further doing it like that. With that being said, man, I hope that you like this. Please hit that like and subscribe with the thumbs up. Remember, I'm just here to Captain Clown, man. At the end of the day, man, there's no hate towards anyone. So Sasuke, don't get your panties in a bunch. Literally, right? Or you can hit that thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, which is the righteousness of all people and the raza coming together for unity, man. These are just stories I like to tell because questions are being asked. I must answer them to the best of my capabilities. With that being said, this is the gun. Disculpame.